You got to be set up in the right location. It's really key here. Now, this big thing here is Ageloc telescope. Okay. So imagine that Ageloc is all about looking through this telescope to look at the 20,000 genes we have in the human genome. Much like Galileo, more than 400 years ago, who first developed his telescope to examine the millions of stars in the sky. All right? So, to make this example even more illuminating, pardon the pun, let's imagine that our technological advantage lies in the fact that we, Nu Skin, are the only ones who own this proprietary Ageloc telescope. Let's show you what I mean. You're supposed to bring on a video to show you the galaxy. Let's pretend I'm looking through this, right? Okay, we're going down the telescope and going into the clouds. That's really cool. I'd like the Matrix back again. Oh, that's Nu Skin Provo. Whoa, that's a security guard. He's really looking at protecting the building. That's somebody trying to work. No, he's on the internet, sorry. And we're going up into the galaxy, looking at all the different galaxies. Very good. We're coming back down, we're looking at all the Milky Way, the Crab Nebula, everything. Imagine, these are stars. And these stars sort of like represent genes, if you will. Okay, each star represents a single gene. And we're looking through with our Ageloc telescope. Just think each point represents a certain gene. And it keeps looking and looking with our Ageloc. And so, just imagine that you look at all these stars through our Ageloc telescope, and those particular stars represent genes. Now, let's take a closer look at Ageloc science. Oh, why don't you, I think you have something in your seat, right? Can you all sort of look under your seat and wave that in the air? And we can have the lights down. All of you, grab your glow stick. Lots of glow stick. I'll give you some time.
Some people are saying.
Whoa! Eugene cluster. If some of the guys at the back look back, you can see a Eugene cluster suddenly appearing in the human genome. Right there. Oh, another one on the left. There's a YGC. Look at that. So, all of these glow sticks are your 20,000 genes. There are two YGCs appearing. One on the left, one on the right. Gene clusters indeed. So, I think you get the picture, if you will. Okay? So, thanks Mark, and thanks Alan. And we can move this to the side. This great big Hubble telescope. So, quite simple. Now, thanks to our proprietary Ageloc science, only Nu Skin has the power to identify these huge gene clusters. The point is, with Ageloc, we can actually identify these functional groups of genes, which then unlock the genetic mystery associated with aging, so that we can understand and address aging at the source. Just like Galileo translated astrology to astronomy with his telescope, Ageloc is transforming the world of cosmetics and nutritional supplements from supposition to hard facts. Now, the skeptics who still might be among you, we may even have competitors' representatives sitting in the audience. And they will say, this telescope, yeah, that's a pretty clever metaphor. And the glow sticks, really cool looking. But it didn't prove anything. It's not science, it's an illustration. Where's the proof? Many of you, here today, you are asking the same question. Show me the beef. I want to see the beef, not just the sizzle. Okay, let me now tell you how we did it in a real scientific way and how we managed to cross the aging Rubicon. The first critical insight comes from 35 years of research into caloric restriction and aging. Caloric restriction is considered the only method validated by science to preserve youth. No ifs, no buts. It's the only, let me repeat this, the only scientifically validated method of preserving youth is restricting our caloric intake. This concept of caloric restriction and longevity is well documented, supported by numerous research studies, and has been the subject of a great number of books and scholarly papers. But what was more important to me were these questions. How and why caloric restriction prolongs life? For me, that actually means I have to go back to the primary source of research discoveries, and that search led me to one of the foremost experts on caloric restriction and longevity. In my mind, there could only be one person, and that would be Dr. Richard Winder of the University of Wisconsin. In 1988, Dr. Winder co-authored the seminal work, The Retardation of Aging and Disease by Dietary Restriction, which is now widely regarded as the founding text on caloric restriction. Since then, he has written 2 more books on the topic and published more than 175 scientific papers on aging. So, when I first called Ray, he was kind enough, first of all, to pick up the phone and then to describe his lifelong work on caloric restriction to me. By the way, when we spoke on the phone, we had never met before. I told him that I was particularly interested in his caloric restriction research. And even more importantly to me, how he has been able to connect caloric restriction at the genetic level. As we talked, he became even more of a kindred spirit